Imagine. Imagine being so smart that you paid $8 for a verified button on your Twitter and decided to do something that actually skewed the stock market potentially in your favor. A 4D chess move. What's going on, everybody? Cryptix, and that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. Basically, Elon's Twitter takeover, for the most part right now, has been an utter disaster. I'm just going to flat out say it. And I actually was rooting for Elon, purchasing Twitter, taking ownership, making sure that, journalists were accountable for what they were saying on the platform, fact checking everybody, not just one side of the political spectrum or the other. I was really excited for that. However, because of the business model that Elon decided to take on when he first purchased Twitter, it has just resulted in just utter chaos. So before we get into the rest of the video, guys, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe if you guys are new. And I know I took a break. It's been 3 weeks since I last uploaded, but hey, I'm here now. I'm giving you this video. So let's just get into it. All right. So first things first, right? Elon purchased Twitter for $44 billion. Enough said with that. Then what Elon decided to do was fire 7,500 workers as of November 13th, 2022. It could be more. It could be, maybe hire some more people back on as time goes on. But at the end of the day, 7,500 workers have been removed off of Twitter. Now, besides from the, verified chaos that I'm about to talk about, Twitter itself has been working just fine. I don't know if there was just 7,500 Gen Z workers that were sitting on these beanbag chairs just kind of messing around and fooling around and not actually doing real work, but Twitter's just operating from the scrolling down, up and down, looking at videos, looking at tweets. It's functioning properly, right? So Elon's been getting some flack for firing workers, but at the end of the day, he purchased this company. He can do what he wants with this company, whether it's, bringing it in the right direction or the wrong direction. He did purchase it, so he has the right to, lay off workers if he decides, they're not worth, the salary that he's paying them for, right? The other thing that Elon's getting flack for, besides, again, from the Twitter verification business model that he decided to adopt, is the fact that he is now forcing people to basically go back into the office. So if you are basically able to go into the office physically, you should be in there. And then there was this leaked audio that came out, basically him saying that and saying if you did not show up to the office and you were physically able to, resignation accepted. That was a 30-second clip audio basically of him talking about this. And that's where we're at right now. People are not happy with Elon's Twitter takeover from this layoff, go into the office physically type of storyline that we're kind of following. And from the way the media is portraying him, it seems like he's this totalitarian, iron fist type of boss, which at the end of the day, you kind of have to be that type of person if you want to, take a company to the next level. Back in the day, he was, I believe, one of the founders of PayPal. And we know how that business was skyrocketing. Obviously, they've come into some flack recently for charging people for misinformation, but that's, after Elon sold that company. He also owns Tesla now, SpaceX. He obviously knows how to run the business, and, if that means working people overtime and, that's basically where his mindset's at. He wants people to be working day in and day out to make a company as great as it can be to reach its full potential, right? Now, I myself am not a Twitter or Tesla employee or SpaceX employee because I actually value my time outside of work. But for those that want to actually enter that business, they know what they're signing up for, right? So now moving on to the Twitter business model that has just completely just unleashed this crazy environment on the internet sphere, but also in the stock market, is a situation with Eli Lilly. Now, for those of you that don't know Eli Lilly, they are essentially a pharma company, right? And one of their biggest proponents in terms of sales is insulin. Now, there's a lot of talk about insulin, right? There's a lot of controversy around the way it's sold in the United States, but that's not the main part of this video. You could talk, day in and day out about how, insulin is super expensive in the States. I mean, it takes like less than $10 to produce insulin, and then they sell it for like a crazy amount, like $200 or $300. Like, I don't personally support that. I think that's absolutely ridiculous, especially if the people that need it, it's like a life-changing type of medicine. So it is unfortunate that, companies are able to sell it for this price, but that's just where we're at for that. Now, with that being said, someone decided to essentially pay $8 for Twitter Blue. And a lot of people have done this, but, we're going to be talking about a specific person that did it with this Eli Lilly company in a second. But basically, Elon decided to release this type of business model to get Twitter some more revenue. And it was to pay $8 for Twitter Blue, which would give users the verified check mark right next to their name. And, obviously from just that statement alone, you would think, okay, well, this is going to cause problems, right? Well, Elon decided to make some type of solution to the quote-unquote impersonators that could be potentially impersonating a celebrity, buying Twitter Blue and naming themselves like real Kim Kardashian as their username. They would essentially look like they are verified. But Elon decided to put an official, it says literally official under the user's name to really show you that they're actually the real Kim Kardashian, right? Not the impersonator that maybe made the fake account, purchased Twitter Blue to get the blue verified checkmark. So if someone's real, they'll have not only the blue verified checkmark on their Twitter, but also on their profile, a thing that says official under their name. Now, the problem here is that the difference between someone purchasing Twitter Blue, and again, I'm just going to use the Kim Kardashian one because that came off the top of my head, right? But if you are the real Kim Kardashian, you actually have to go to the person's profile. You have to click on Kim Kardashian's profile to see not only are they verified, but also the official thing is under their name to really see that they are the official Kim Kardashian. Someone that purchased Twitter Blue trying to impersonate Kim Kardashian would only have the blue verified checkmark, not the official under their name, under their username, right? But how many people are going to actually click on a user's profile to see if they're legitimate? Not that many people, especially since this is a new update that just recently rolled out. That's the main problem with this business model as of right now. So someone, particularly a person that basically made the Eli Lilly Twitter impersonation account, right? They purchased Twitter Blue and then called themselves, like, I think the username was something along the lines of Eli Lilly and Co., which is their actual like business name. So the official name for Eli Lilly, the actual legitimate one, is like Lily Pad. That's their username. But someone decided to like literally do Eli Lilly and Co., which is their actual company name, purchased Twitter Blue to get the blue verified checkmark, and then announced on Twitter, we are excited to announce insulin is free now. That is crazy because, again, that's one of their biggest producers. And to top it all off, Eli Lilly is publicly traded on the stock market. So you could imagine from this situation that, yes, it did nosedive. Now, the crazy part about this is that before this tweet rolled out, right, before this, I guess debacle unfolded, the stock was trading at $368 on Thursday, November 10th. You fast forward to Friday when this whole thing unleashed, it just was an utter free fall. It went from $368, bottomed out at $346. Now, you might say that's not that crazy, like it didn't drop like 50% or something along those lines, but it dropped a decent percentage. Let's not make any mistake about it. And we're going to get into something in a second, but a $20 drop in a day for a $300, $350 traded stock is a pretty decent chunk. And in fact, Eli Lilly from this situation lost billions of dollars in market cap from this one tweet, this one impersonator that only paid $8 for Twitter Blue. So you can imagine that it has been a huge problem over at Twitter. And the crazy part is that if someone was really smart about this and actually, try to profit off of this situation, you could do these things on the stock market. Most of you probably know this because you're probably smarter than me, but things called calls and puts, where you can essentially bet on a stock going up, a call, or a put option, which means you're betting on the stock to go down. So if someone was smart enough about this and didn't put their whole life savings into it, because then that would be a problem, because then they would have earned millions of dollars, right? But if someone was decently smart about this and wanted to make maybe a few thousand or maybe a couple of tens of thousands of dollars on this situation, the same person that impersonated Eli Lilly, and before they actually released this tweet, they could have put a put option on Eli Lilly and Co., which means they're betting on the stock to go down, and you can get a really solid return even from a couple of put options, right, depending on the contract. But if someone decided to put a bunch of put options down on Eli Lilly, betting on the stock to go down, then tweeted the tweet, they could have made a decent chunk of money, let's be honest, okay? I don't know if the person that impersonated Eli Lilly with the blue verified check mark for the $8 for Twitter Blue actually did that, but that would be a crazy move on their part. And if they didn't get in trouble, if they were able to find loopholes in the law when it comes to this type of trading stuff, and yes, there's a lot of shady loopholes, honestly, that's pretty wild, right? So the stock has came back up ever since this story unfolded. It's now sitting at around $352 on the closing day, which was Friday, November 11th at 4 p.m. But I mean, this whole thing is pretty wild, right? This whole situation is pretty crazy. And this is not the only company that suffered this problem, but definitely one of the bigger stories when it comes down to this whole, Twitter Blue impersonation situation. So to combat it, Elon has now pulled that option away from people, but I believe the people that still paid for Twitter Blue for the $8 are still verified at the moment. You just can't do it anymore. And yes, the people that are impersonating these accounts are getting banned, and rightfully so, especially for publicly traded companies. It's just a crazy time right now on Twitter, and I don't know how they're going to be able to make money off of revenue or incentivize people to pay for Twitter Blue if they're not getting something out of it, right? Unless there is some type of way to, not even get verified anymore, but if there's some type of feature or perk to get more short form content or long form content on Twitter, maybe that could work, but Twitter would then be competing with TikTok and YouTube, who give you that content for free. So it's a really like crappy situation right now for Twitter, and I don't know how they're going to come back from this. There's probably going to be some creative guy down in the comment section saying how they can come back, but it's just not looking too good for Elon Musk's takeover of Twitter. So I hope you all did enjoy this video. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe if you guys are new, comment down below what you think about this situation, and I will see you in the next video. I'm your boy Cryptix. Just really surprised that this actually happened, and signing off.